Gaffer, just looking back to last week's game against Hamilton, how big a result was that?
That was massive in terms of the performance. For certainly 60 minutes we were second best. Hamilton will be scratching their head, like I said after the game, why they never picked anything up from the game. But yeah, listen, we've been there many times this season where we've been on the end of that. But it was good to see us going to the end. 2 good goals, 2 different scorers. So pleased to pick up 3 valuable points.
Yeah, and how pleasing was it as well from the aspect of, maybe not in terms of the Hamilton game in itself, but in terms of the Ayr and Hamilton game, coming from behind 1-0 to win, and then a game where you're maybe not at your best and still picking up the 3 points as well?
Yeah, well, certainly from the Dunfermline game, this may be a game that you can look back on similar to Saturday with Hamilton. We were way in front first half, got a good goal, should have been 2 or 3 more. And we don't, and Dunfermline come back and punish us. So it works in roundabouts, but certainly from then we've been different class in terms of grinding out results. Ayr United took the lead, a team that is going for the title, and we showed second half how good a team we can be, and then 1-2-1. And then again last week, good to get back to clean sheets for Ryan. Ryan in the both games pulled off some great saves and kept us in the game as well. So listen, everybody's pulling in the same direction at the moment, and long may that continue. Yeah,
and I suppose in similar circumstances as well, the last time out against Queen's Park, coming from 1-0 down and picking up the 3 points, how do you look back on that one ahead of tomorrow?
Yeah, I think the game at Hampden, we were very good. Again, we could have been in front. They've made some good blocks, keepers made some good saves, and listen, take nothing away from Queen's Park. They scored a wonderful goal, cut us open, some great interchanging play, and a good ball in from the wide area, and a good finish for Zach Rudden. So we know that they can be a threat, but it's about us tomorrow, and we have to take the game to them.
Yeah, and looking to use home advantage, of course, the last time out against Queen's Park at Capo, a 1-0 defeat, but certainly a performance that didn't merit the defeat.
That's football at times. You put so much into a game, you get so much opportunities, so many clear-cut chances, but if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, something can always come back and bite you, and that certainly was the case that night. Again, we don't stop the cross, and Zach Rudden standing in the penalty spot with nobody near him, and simple goal. So from that aspect we're disappointed, but that was certainly a game that we didn't deserve to lose. Yeah, and in terms of heading into tomorrow's match, what's the message been to the boys? Just keep your feet on the ground, keep taking one game at a time, keep picking up points. They're in a good place. They've shown in the last 2 weeks how resilient they can be. Going behind, coming back to win 2-1. Probably second best for large parts of last week, 60-70 minutes, and then they start to get a foothold in the game and they go and win the game. So listen, they're in a good place. We just have to keep our feet on the ground, keep working hard. Obviously Queen's Park have lost a manager this week in Callum, somebody I respect very highly in the game. Good manager, good coach. So disappointed to see him go, but it'll be a different challenge. New people coming in or people within the building taking over, but we'll probably have fresh ideas on how they see the game, so we'll have to be wary of that. But in terms of personnel, it's the same personnel, albeit apart from the 3 loan players we brought in from the old firm in the last few days of the loan window. So there's not much there to change, so it'll be the same kind of players that we've played against 3 times this season. Yeah, and not just in terms of your message to the players, but I know you spoke following the Hamilton game, a bit of a rallying shout for the fans as well. How important is their role going to be in the next week, over the next 3 games? No, it's not really so much a rallying. I was just come and get behind your team. The boys are giving everything. You see the difference the last few weeks with the atmosphere here when everybody's singing and want to go in the same direction. And it only breeds onto the pitch. I thought the game against Ayr for 90 minutes, the fans were there with them, and that probably pushed the players to get the win in the end. So we need more of that. We've got 3 fantastic games at home, 3 games that onward day we can win them. So if we can get everybody doing the same thing and looking to go in the same direction, then it makes of, like I say, a good atmosphere, and hopefully the boys can replicate that on the pitch. And just finally, how's the team shaping up for tomorrow? Yeah, similar to squad to last week. So we know where we're at. We just have to keep going. Hopefully there'll be 1 or 2 more back in the squad in the next few days. But again, we'll just need to wait and see what the medical side's saying. And like I said, Dylan Corr will definitely be back for Tuesday. But just precautionary still on Lamar and Tommy. and Shug will probably be, hopefully not that too long, maybe another week or two. But we need him back as quick as we can to help the rest of the group as well.